Hello students of class 6. Today we will learn a lesson from history. Sorry. Uh, it's chapter 14, the First Empire. Well, in the previous classes, in chapter 12, we have learned about the 16 Mahajanapadas of the 6th century BC, okay, in which one of the Mahajanapada Magadha became the greatest ruler. So among these, some of the kings like Bimbisara, Ajatasattu and Udayan, we have already discussed in the previous class. And the successor of this Udayan were very weak. They were ultimately defeated by the Sisunga dynasty. After Sisunga dynasty, Nanda dynasty came up, in which Mahapadma Nanda, he was the greatest ruler. And again, ultimately, Nanda dynasty was overthrown by Mauryan dynasty. Alright, we also have learned some of the religious movements which we call new ideas, okay, like Upanishads, Buddhism, Jainism, and also the traditional religious system of Manipur. So in this lesson, we are going to study the Mauryan dynasty who defeated this Nanda dynasty, okay, in chapter 14, the First Empire. Well, before we go into the details of this lesson, let's learn some of the keywords. The first one is Dhamma, Pali form of Sanskrit word for Dharma. Pali was a language of the people. Edicts, orders of the state officers, so to say. Digvijay, victory in all directions. Bhikshus, the disciple of the Buddha or the follower of Buddha, so to say. A replica, an exact copy of something. Well, Mauryan Empire. If we look at the picture here, this is Chandragupta Maurya. Okay, he founded the Mauryan Empire under the assistance or under the guidance of this prime minister. Here you can see from the picture, his name was Chanakya or Kautalya. So they together founded this Mauryan Empire. Okay. And Chandragupta, he expanded the boundaries of this Magadha, which we have learned in the previous class. So during his reign, he also defeated Seleucus. Seleucus was one of the Greek ruler in the eastern part of the Greek kingdom, so to say, in the northwestern India. Yeah, this was Seleucus. He was a Greek ruler. He was defeated by this Chandragupta Maurya during his reign. He also occupied Afghanistan, Baluchistan, and western banks of India, or western banks of Indus, so to say. Okay, so in India, his empire includes Bihar, parts of Orissa, Bengal, and northwest India. So after the death of Chandragupta Maurya, his son Bindusara succeeded him. Okay, so during the time of this Bindusara, the empire was extended up to Mysore. Mysore was in Karnataka in India. Okay, so these are some of the points during the reign of this Chandragupta Maurya as well as his son Bindusara. So Bindusara, he was succeeded by his son Ashoka. Okay, Ashoka was considered, this is the picture of Ashoka. He was considered to be the greatest king of India. If you look at the map of this India, it extended from Assam. All the pink color that has been shaded in this very map where the empire of this Ashoka the Great. It's extended from Assam in the east to Iran and Afghans during that time. and in the north Pamir notes, and in the south almost all the peninsular plateau of India except some parts of this Tamil Nadu were not the kingdom of Ashoka. So you can see the whole empire, the whole empire of this Ashoka. Okay, so Ashoka, he was a very great ruler. During his time, during his rule in that kingdom, in Mauryan kingdom or Mauryan Empire, so to say, he fought a very, very stunning great war called Kalinga War. Kalinga was the name of a place in India. Okay, so he plundered and destroyed the whole part of this Kalinga during that war. Understand? And he also killed more than 100,000 or more than 1 lakh people were killed in that very battle in the Kalinga war, and so many people, hundreds of men and women, were also deported. Deported means taken into prisoner. They were taken away for slave or workers and all. So when this Ashoka the Great, when this Ashoka as a young king, he saw this war and he saw all the killings and fightings of this battle, he realized in his mind. So he changed his mind. Understand? So there was a turning point in his life at that very time. So after this very war, he shunned all types of violence, including war and fighting, and he became a strict vegetarian. You know who a vegetarian is. And after that, he embraced this Buddhism, as well as he preached Buddhism, the race of his life. So even during his time, he founded not necessarily a religion, but a Dhamma, what we call as a Dhamma, or a principle of religion, so to say. Okay, Dhamma was in Prakrit. In Sanskrit, it was known as Dharma. Okay, it means believe in high ideals, to live peacefully. You also believe to live a peaceful life, as well as coexistence in harmony. Okay, high ideals. And also these high ideals also, it leads one to higher level of living. If you want to live a higher level of living, you need to believe in these high ideals. That's according to Ashoka's Dhamma. Okay, and this Ashoka Dhamma, he was a very good person. He used the language of common man, which was Prakrit. So even the Dhamma was written in Prakrit language, so that all the people could understand. And during his time, he built rock edicts. You know, rock edicts. Rock edicts. Rock means, see, rock edicts and pillars. This was one of the rock edicts which he has inscribed in the rock. Okay, and pillars. And also he inscribed his Dhamma, the very principle which I have mentioned here, to spread the message of Buddhism to different parts of his empire. So all over India, in Afghanistan, in Iran, as well as in India, you will be able to see this pillar. These pillars are still there in India. So in that very pillar, he wrote these edicts. Okay. And not only that, he appointed some officers known as Mahamatas. Let us say together again, Mahamatas. These were the officer responsible for the promotion of Dhamma. Okay. Not only that, he did not spare even their son, Mahendra, son and daughter, so to say. Mahendra was his son, and Sanghamitra was the daughter of this Ashoka. He sent out to Sri Lanka in order to spread the message of this Buddhism and his Dhamma. Okay. And he undertook a Buddhist mission, not only in India, to Burma and to other South Asian countries like Thailand, Cambodia, Sri Lanka and many other places. He undertook this Buddhist mission. So I believe many countries, including Burma, Asia, China and all, they became they consider this Buddhism as their religion because it was spread during this time, during the time of this Ashoka. Okay, so let's go to the next one. This Ashoka, not necessarily only Ashoka, all the Mauryan kings, they were very able administrators. They were good administrator. Okay, so we are going to see the administration of these Mauryan kings. So as far as their administration is or was concerned, king is supposed to be the head of their administration, in their administration, and he was assisted by council of ministers, including taxation minister, army minister, agriculture minister, justice minister, etc. They were given the in charge of all this portfolio, so to say. So you can see from the picture, the king was maybe not necessarily the time of Mauryan, but this was the form, and those person who are standing here in the picture are supposed to be the ministers. Okay, they were assisting the king, they were advising the king, and for the better administration, they have divided their kingdom or their empire into urban administration, provincial administration and military administration for the convenience of this administration. Let's see urban administration. Let's see that urban administration. Urban were divided into wards. Okay, like municipality wards, or like what we call as Kendra or something like that. Okay, and each ward was charged under a superintendent. Let us repeat again, superintendent. The SP of Manipur is nothing but it is superintendent of police. You understand? So during the time of this Mauryan, they have this superintendent and other officials which were appointed by the royal court, king. They maintain records of census, names and occupations of household. They also maintain income and expenditure, etc. All these were maintained by these officials in the urban administration. Okay, so in an urban usually refers to towns and cities, isn't it? So they know who came in and who goes out in that very urban area. Understand? So they maintain that record. In the provincial administration, province means a state. Manipur is a state. Assam is a state. So likewise, during the time of this Mauryan Empire, they have this province. So they have a provincial administration. Let us see the provincial administration. In the province, or what we call as a state, it was charged under a prince, so to say. Okay? So province were usually divided into 3 districts. In Manipur we have more than 10 districts nowadays, right? So just like that, they have divided each state into, or each province into 3 districts. And again, the districts were divided into a group of village, like block, which we have learned in civics, and then a village. So they have a very excellent provincial administration. And one of the priority, that is military administration. So according to Megasthenes was a Greek ambassador who came in the court of this Mauryan Empire, most probably during the time of this Chandragupta. Okay, he gave an account. He wrote books about the military administrations of this Mauryan Empire. So according to him, it says they have 6 wings. Military have 6 wings, each under a superintendent. So let us see the 6 wings. The first one is infantry. The second one is cavalry. Okay, cavalry here. And they also have elephants, chariots. Okay, chariots. You can see chariots here, around here. Find out. And then navy, even they have ships during this time. And transport, navy and transport, so to say. So their military were so excellent. Okay, so they can defeat any kingdom. They can extend their empire. So likewise, this is supposed to be the military administration during the time of this Mauryan kingdom or Mauryan Empire. So these are some of the important points. Try to learn all the notes from your study materials, okay, and which I have sent you along with this video clip or with video lessons. And if you are watching on the YouTube, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. All right, so may God bless you all. Once again, thank you very much for participating and joining in this class. Thank you once again.